We are live. Brap is back. Special edition of Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. This is the much anticipated debate that we've been planning for like last 2 weeks. The PC Master Race versus console gaming debate. Which platform is better? We're going to settle it once for all tonight. For all the viewers out there and for all our fans. And obviously I'm representing PC Master Race because that's all I talk about, and I primarily game on PC. And I have with me, actually, before I get to the panel, I do want to introduce our special guest moderator. You know her as the Ashley Luca from the Scumcast podcast. Luca, thank you again for joining us and for moderating this debate. How are you doing this evening?
What's up? I'm doing quite well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to get to this debate and hear both sides of the arguments, because honestly, this doesn't seem like something that needs to be debated. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes, you know?
Wait, do I detect bias already? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, you already, listen, even though I am biased, I can be unbiased when it comes to these things. All you have to do is present logical arguments, and I'm willing to hear it out. It's the reason why I subscribe to people that I fundamentally disagree with on all levels, but they can provide a good argument, and I'm willing to listen to it. So, you know,
nothing wrong with that.
All about the entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
No doubt. Yeah. And on that note, I want to introduce the guest panel. We have Optimus Code, who's going to be debating on behalf of console gamers. Optimus, how are you doing today, sir?
You don't understand. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. I told y'all coming in and it's about to go down. I'm sick of this bullshit.
Oh, God
Okay.
damn.
Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, I want to tell you, I am so proud of you getting on camera, throwing your glasses on, sitting in your gaming chair with all your very nice knickknacks around you. And I like how you just straight up called Enrique out in the middle of I don't even know what the day was, that like a Wednesday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon. It was great. I loved it. Please keep up that energy.
Forte, you know what I'm saying? The man just said, he just lied to the American people because he just got on here and said that we've been trying to plan this for 2 weeks. What he really meant to say, the man been dodging me for 2 weeks.
No, that's not true. We have the DMs. We've been trying to coordinate everyone's schedule. No one has been ducking. That is not true. That is a falsehood. Everyone like that. Don't let this man. He is slick with his words. Don't let him lead you astray. Let me tell you. Hey, by the way, I did like that video though, Optimus. I love the glasses. Dude, when I saw that video, man, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, this is great. This is going to be entertaining. I cannot wait. And then, I had to do another video.
Your comeback video was pretty smooth. I ain't gonna front. It was smooth.
Yeah,
All I know is I saw. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did that black and white because I want to do like the NWO vibe. You guys remember the NWO from back in the days? So
I do, but that's probably before their time.
Yeah. So
all I know
in high school.
That's Ninjas Without It, or right? Wait, is it? Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. I'm too young for that. I'm only 26. Go ahead and tell me.
that was like 20.
World Order.
That was like 23 years ago, right?
WCW.
Yeah.
What is it? New World Order?
Yeah, New World Order Wrestling. Yeah, NWO.
Oh, right. I think All Day was talking to me about that.
Yeah,
because he's old as dust too. So
yeah, All Day is old. Big shout out to All Day, by the way. Got to get him back on Brap. On that note, we have representing. I don't know what side he's representing, PC or console, but we have Gaming Forte. What's going on, Forte?
I mean, the way I got called out in that video, he didn't technically call me out. He basically was like, he lumped me in with the other two people. And I was like, well, what did I do? And I listened to the video and I was like, oh, never mind. I'm good with this. But, I'm good, man. I worked all day today. I've been looking forward to this. I want to see exactly how this plays out.
So you're gonna sit on the sidelines then, huh, Forte?
No, I'm not gonna sit on the sidelines because I have an opinion on this discussion. I'll just leave it at that. You'll trust me. You'll know where I lay by the time we get halfway through this.
That's what's up. Let's get it. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers.
Oh, okay. And then we have Slow-Mo Backslap, who's definitely representing PCMR. Slow-Mo, what's going on, man?
Hey! Now look, I don't. Let's just get something straight, okay?
Here it is. Let's go. Hear it.
the term PCMR. I hate it.
Uh-huh,
I
I do
really
too.
do hate it. Now,
Listen,
I
nobody
do
cares if
believe.
you hate it. All right, it's
Whoa.
Our moderator, can you
Excuse
moderate?
me,
And
I'm
chill for a
moderating,
sec?
and I'm saying that you saying you don't like the term doesn't have
Can I
anything to
get
do
my
with this
initial
argument.
statement
All right,
out? Like,
no,
damn.
no, all right. You accept the term. You're PCMR, and Optimus is console.
When did I
all right?
accept that term?
You accepted that term as soon as you came into this this podcast. Like,
Ooh,
okay, I'm representing the master race. I'm representing PC. That's what you
I
are.
never
Right?
said
Just go
that,
ahead and accept
so
it. Just go ahead and accept
Anyway,
it.
let me get back to what I was saying. Anyway, so I do believe that PC gaming is superior than console gaming, but the whole PC master race thing is just disrespectful. It is
Yeah, okay,
weird.
so he's PCMR, so we can just move on.
No, we're not going to move on. We're going to move
We
on.
are
when
going to
I'm
move on
done.
because I'm the moderator. Who's in charge? Oh, look at this.
Woo!
Lucario? Yash and Lucario? Oh, Lucatiel's in charge, right? We're moving on. You're PCMR. Let's move on.
Wow.
Oh,
This is why we brought Luca in to be the moderator, by the way, to keep things going.
Clearly.
To keep everyone in line. So, but Slomo, to your point. Well, actually, you know what? I want to give Optimus Co. the floor first. Optimus, because you were going to have the weakest of the arguments, like consoles, because they're weak in general. So we'll go ahead, because you know what?
Let's stick with hold on. Let's stick with facts, my boy. All right. Let's hear his side first before you say he has the weakest argument.
Luca laying it down.
Well, hey, just before we hit you with the steel chair, we'll let you get up to the apron of the ring. So just go ahead, Optimus.
I mean, so what? You ready to get into it right now?
Go ahead, talk about your muddy textures. How you pay to play online. Go ahead. I want to hear it all.
Talk about my muddy textures and how I pay to play online. Well, first, my man in the chat keep calling you Enrique Iglesias.
Who's calling? That's actually not the first time I've heard that, by the way.
He's been doing it all day, man. It's hilarious.
Well, real quick, Optimus. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, man, but I do want to address Eric Jackson in the live chat who said, "Don't let Enrique fool you. He's been gaming on PC for a month, sir. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. I've been gaming longer on PC than Slow-Mo Backslap by like 2 weeks. So I'll just leave it at that. Go ahead.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but
all right, well,
knows about PCs, so.
So in full disclosure, of course, I am a PC gamer, right? Like, I'm not going to lie in front like there aren't certain advantages to PC gaming. I have a 1080 Ti right now.
Woo!
I'm waiting for the 3080 Ti to drop, and I'm going to do a new build off of that motherfucker as soon as it drops. But of course, I have 2 PS4 Pros, Xbox, the whole nine. It's just gaming is what I do. So there's really no such thing as me choosing one thing over another. I have never done that since I was 18 years old. So that being said, I think it's time to have an honest conversation about PC gaming, because you motherfuckers just try to act like it's the end all be all of everything, and it's not. So the first myth.
Who are you motherfuckers?
Wait,
where are your quotes
on these?
Wait, one at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
I just want
I'm
receipts.
sorry. Can you repeat what you said, Slow-Mo? Because people were talking over you.
I said I just want receipts, because when he says you motherfuckers have been acting like blah 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 blah, I want to know exactly when and where this was said. So that's all.
Look, man.
Well, I think Luca's introduction to your opening statement should answer that, sir, because there is a common term called PCMR. And by definition,
I don't subscribe to, but has been put on me. But continue, okay.
Well, if you may not be representing the PCMR, and if that's the case, you get a pass. But in general, that term means that the PC is the master race of gaming. And so when I say you motherfuckers, I mean all you motherfuckers that's claiming PCMR. That's who I'm talking to.
Okay, all right, cool. Continue.
Because we know it's only one person on this whole chat that actually does that.
Okay, and who is that? Let me make sure I'm singling him or her out.
Oh, the person that you started this whole debate with in the first place.
Oh, okay, Enrique Iglesias. All right, he's going to be singing by the time it's over with.
What side are you going to be on, Forte? Is it the PC side?
Console side.
You're on the console
side?
Oh,
you Forte, you traitor.
Okay, well, I mean, it's only fair because there's 2 on PC, 2 on console. So,
all right.
Luca,
I've never been a trader. You know,
like
that.
my OG told me, Luca, if you see me and a bear in a fight, you help the bear because you helped the one that needed the most.
All right, okay.
I'm gonna just say, Forte, you have made on my side, though. You have made a very, very crucial mistake, Forte.
No, I'm good.
Hasn't Forte been gaming on PC longer than you?
Then all y'all.
That doesn't mean anything, especially considering the fact that it wasn't too long ago where he was actually like for a full, like maybe a half of a podcast talking about how superior PC gaming was to console gaming.
That doesn't mean
Talking about how
wait, hold on.
Don't try to cut me off.
Actually, I would like to hear Forte's counterpoint.
No, go ahead.
No.
Finish your statement, sir.
Go ahead, Slow.
That he also went on and on about how he couldn't stand getting back on his Xbox to play with those slow frames, to play games that he has on PC that's far superior, that looks far better, that runs at 3 times the frame rate. That it hurt him to have to go back, but the only reason why he went back is because he got friends on Xbox. So
all right.
How are you arguing console gaming is better than PC gaming when you have pretty much legitimized your own argument?
I would actually, you know what? Let me answer for him. Let me help you out, buddy. Did you see him post that Crucible gameplay from the other day, in which he was playing a PvP match and was cheating going on because cheating is rampant in PvP on Destiny and PC? Did you post that? There's your argument right there. There's your argument right there. Console is superior to PC because, at least with Destiny, because cheating is not like that on console.
Ooh, man, they just
one game.
Oh, hold on, hold on.
It's not just one game.
I mean, look, I can bring up one game where there's cheating on consoles.
I can bring up several games where there's cheating on PC, so we could do a back and forth. But it's personally, it's something I see more with the PC gamers.
But look,
and I want to hear what game is the console cheating on. I want to hear that.
I've actually seen cheating in the Division 1 on console.
If there's any exploit from Division 1 on console, it's because they learned it from a PC gamer.
That's a good one.
Yeah, okay, that's not a good point because that's not true.
I can't even debate that.
It's funny.
There's truth to it, though.
It's funny.
It's funny, but no, it's inaccurate. Yeah.
Man, shit. The first time when I was playing the Division 1, we was running around. Motherfuckers was behind walls shooting at us. Like, man, how was this? I luckily got in a group with this dude that was on PC, and he took me around and showed me every fucking exploit in the Division 1.
Oh, wow.
That's more of an exploit of the actual engine.
Yeah, that happens on consoles too.
As well as PC.
It did happen on console, but it was discovered
I'm talking about a specific...
Okay,
is there cheating on PC for the Division 1?
Yeah, there was cheating on both. So, but what I'm saying is that there is cheating on console, so let's not act like there.
Yeah, people do glitch like on consoles.
This wonderland of fair play. It's not.
Forte is trying to speak. You're rude. Let him speak.
Well, no, I was going to say the biggest difference between console and PC when it comes to cheating is the manipulation of the actual systems and stuff. When you watch people play on console, it's more of it's like glitches and stuff in the game that the developers overlooked, and they're using those to cheat in game. But when you're talking about people literally taking macros in the game and completely changing the way the game performs at the system level,
talk about it.
That's when PC becomes the most unplayable thing ever.
I'm gonna get to that.
Frustrating.
I'm gonna get to that later. I'm gonna get to my point in order.
If you go back to look at that gameplay that I posted that Lucas saw, you couldn't even move out of your spawn because it was so bad. And it's not the first time I've seen it. I played Division 1. We're talking about people literally jumping around the dark zone from one zone to the other in less than 2 seconds and taking people out all over the place. I didn't see that on PC on console when I was playing on console, but as soon as I went on PC, that was a thing. So anybody that want to say anything about console and PC being the same when it comes to just the fragrant use of everybody that cheats on the system, that's where the biggest biggest gap is when it comes to this biggest conversation. For me, at least.
There's cheating on PC, but there's cheating on both platforms. Cheating isn't like as rampant as you're making it sound on PC.
That is false.
It's not.
Okay.
I've been in games, multiplayer games like Destiny and Division on PC, and I haven't come across cheating personally. I know it's there, but it's not like this rampant thing where 90% of the time you're playing. It's not like 90% of the games you play. It's like everyone's cheating.
Let me list my points
in overstated in this argument, and any game that has easy anti-cheat and active enabled on it doesn't have all these issues, which is the majority of the games that have PvP in them on PC right now.
Okay, so hold on. Let me list my points in order because I need to
go ahead, Optimus. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all just said a couple.
You were
of things
saying muddy textures. Go ahead.
So first, here are my 4 main categories against PC gaming. It's really 5. Actually, I'm going to list all 5 of them. One of them I don't care about, but I'm going to list them in order. 1 for consoles is convenience. 2, simplicity. 3, parity. 4, price. 5, games. And these are the 5 points, and I'm going to substantiate why console is superior to the PC gaming. But you just said something, Enrique, that is patently false. Number 1, you said that you never experienced the game and there was cheating on PC. The fact is you wouldn't know if they was cheating on PC because it depends the level that they want to take it to, if they're being obvious or not, or if they want to expose themselves and reveal that they're actually cheating. Okay. You wouldn't know if they were cheating because you wouldn't be able to see it.
But it wasn't egregious enough for me to see it then, and it didn't impact my experience.
But you that doesn't change the fact that it was still cheating.
Exactly. You do not know what that other person was doing. Something as simple as an aimbot. And maybe they toned it down because I, for one, have used plenty of hex editors to change client code for multiplayer games. It happens all the time. You can go on IRC. There is a whole community. I guess I probably shouldn't be broadcasting.
Yeah, I would do that.
Perhaps not.
I would do that.
Do you want to get these super chats, Enrique?
Yeah, Slummo, would you like to get this super chat, sir?
I only see one. Was there more than one?
All right, let me just read it. I'll read it. Okay, from JD Gamer. I just want to ask the only one qualified to answer. Is it true that consoles traditionally punch above their weight because they're more optimized? I'm guessing who's qualified to answer this? Code?
Optimus.
I am qualified to answer that. Traditionally. Yes and no. It's not really because they are more optimized. It is because they are more optimized. That is true. But the reason that they are more optimized is because the hardware is known. And so you don't have to really deal with a wide range of hardware and specs. And so you can focus primarily on getting every single ounce of performance out of that known chipset. And so that's why it actually happened.
All right. And then from Wilmy Hood saying that Stadia for the win, LOL.
Stadia is almost the equivalent of PC gaming.
No, that's sir. Let's okay. So you mentioned games, right? You mentioned games, right? We talked about.
I would like the ability to defend my points in order if that would be allowed, please.
Okay, so
how are you making your point? We didn't even give a counterpoint yet.
I haven't made one.
Hold on. What's the first point?
Well, I just listed the 5 categories, and now I would like to start making points in those categories.
All right. Well, do the first point. All right, for the first category.
It's like a town hall.
And then we'll hear a counterpoint. Okay.
That's what a debate is. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Queen. So first, I want to destroy this myth that the PC's power, muddy textures, I done heard like 100,000 times from this man, so on and so forth. So number 1, and I will show you how to get the stats to prove this, but number 1, the majority of PC gamers have weak hardware. When I say the majority, I'm going to give numbers. The vast majority have a 1060 or lower.
Yep.
The vast majority, 60% of PC gamers play at 1080p, followed by 14% at 1366 by 768. Only 4% play at 1440, and 1.5% play at 4K. PC gaming does not have the fucking power advantage. Period. And these stats come from Steam, and you can look them up and verify them all day long. That's point number one. Go ahead and count.
Okay. So, who wants to offer a counterpoint?
All right, so
go ahead, Slow-Mo.
Here's the counterpoint. PC is about flexibility. So yes, people choose to have a 1060 and go and game at 1080p, but the fact that people can go higher than that people are doing that makes it superior because you have the choice. It's all about what you are willing to invest in your build. Now, if you want to have a build that does 1080p and 60 frames per second, cool. That's what you want. That's what you want to invest in it. But if you want to have a 2080 Ti and go 4K 90, 4K 120, whatever, 4K, mostly 4K 60 right now, then you can also do that. You don't have that choice with console. So bringing up the fact that most people have this choice is nullifying all the people who have chosen to go far beyond what console is doing and currently right now have builds that are superior to next gen consoles.
Woo!
All right. Do you have a counterpoint to that, Optimus?
We should just rule on to his next point. He doesn't have a counterpoint. Go ahead, Optimus.
Is he there?
Oh, Slow-Mo knocked him out. That's it. Our first round knockout.
Man, get off that. All right. So, yes, here's my counterpoint to that trash. So, number one, I read the stats. I read the numbers. He said, like, people this, people that, so on and so forth. It is 1% of the PC gaming community. 1%.
That doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. This is what you're saying, Slow-Mo. You're saying,
but we have the power, though.
Hold on. Let Code get his point across.
You're saying, hey, come to America. It's the land of wealth and opportunity. And in America, everybody is living great and love and luxurious. And when you get there, everybody's in the fucking project, and 1% of the people is living large, but you are using that 1% as representative of the group.
That is a really bad. That's a really
okay. Well,
bad
the group, the receipts say PC gaming as a whole, 1% matches what you said. You are arguing for the minority.
That doesn't to America.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying that Slow-Mo is arguing for the rich white elite?
Oh,
exactly what he's
not
doing.
like this. No. Slow-Mo is not representative of the Republican Party. I should say that.
Arguing.
Yeah, this is no, but Optimus, those stats don't. Those stats
ridiculous.
Those stats don't change. Oh my god. Yeah. So what are the so what are console gamers? Are they the middle class? Is that what's going on? Look.
The point is that almost every console is more powerful than the average PC. So this notion that PC is more powerful,
but it is more
only
powerful
true for 1%.
It doesn't matter if it's 1%. But the fact of the matter is that hardware exists in the real world. It doesn't matter if it's 1%, 2%. It
does matter. It does matter because when you speak for a group, Enrique, you are speaking as a representative for the whole, and you cannot take a trait of the minority and say that this represents the group. It doesn't. The group is represented by the majority.
Okay, so let's talk about the majority then, right? What are the majority of console gamers gaming on right now?
Xbox Ones,
PlayStation 4,
base Xbox Ones,
and base PS4,
and base PlayStation 4s. And you're telling me that those are more powerful than a GTX 1060?
They were at the time that they actually released.
Yes, and I'm saying that the majority of console gamers play at or above the resolution that the average PC gamer plays.
How about frames?
This muddy texture track. Well, the man said muddy textures, and that's all about resolution.
It is muddy textures.
Well, according to the receipts, the majority of gamers have muddy textures.
I'm speaking from my experience. I'm speaking that when I play Gears of War 5 on my PC, it is a superior experience than Gears 5 on my Xbox One X.
Okay, that is great. If you want to talk about your experience as a gamer, that is fantastic, but that is different than representing the entire PC master race. I could say, In my experience, I'm a black man in computer science, and I'm doing great. But you can't use me as the fucking example because it's rare.
Okay,
So-
does go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So, how much did it cost you to build that PC, Enrique?
Ooh,
How much? Why are you worried about what? Why are you pocket watching?
So let's wait.
Why
Hold
are you
on.
pocket watching, Forte?
Hold on. Let's stick to the point.
Oh yeah, we got to go
Yeah.
through. We got to go through Optimus Code's the rest of his bullet points.
Do you have a counterpoint, Slomo?
My counterpoint, I already gave him my counterpoint. He didn't actually counter my counterpoint. He sidestepped it and reiterated his own point. My counterpoint is that you cannot minimize the people the fact that you have the versatility to make your PC better, to make your gaming environment better. You cannot do that with console at all.
Yeah,
if your point is,
I'm not done yet. You console guys can stay in the lane of 30 frames per second and wait for me to be finished. Thank you.
You're right. My bad.
I mean, Forte, you openly admit that Destiny's a better experience on PC.
It is a better experience on PC.
I thought we was waiting for Slow-Mo to finish.
Go ahead, Slow-Mo.
Go ahead. Jump in.
Oh, all right. So look, this is what I'm going to say about the whole resolution thing. 1080p. You can have a 1080p experience on PC, and the actual game will look and perform better than it would on a console. If you go 1080p, with all the extra effects that you don't get to modify on consoles that are usually running at low or below low on console, you can ramp those up. You don't have that capability on console, period. So the even mentioning resolution is honestly a fallacy of console gaming, where this is all you really know. Your only options are potentially a performance mode and a visual mode.
To be fair, Enrique was the one who brought up the point of the resolution, not the console guys. So.
I thought Code talked about the majority of
I think Code mentioned resolution.
Gamers were playing at 1080p.
Mentioned, Code mentioned resolution.
I get that, but I'm saying when you started, when you were like, when we started this, Enrique, you were like, let's talk about those muddy textures. So you brought up that point first. So
yes, and Slow-Mo, I would like to respond to your point. So number one, I mean, I just flat out disagree with you. There certainly is such a thing as max settings, but those max settings do not enhance the textures to make them more or less muddy. The only thing that has to do with texture quality is the resolution at which you are viewing those textures. Now, there are certain visual effects, of course, and frame things, that's certainly true, that can be enhanced with the higher end graphics cards. But I also maintain that, like you said, I could go for the visual updates on my Pro or my Xbox One X, and it is those same settings updates at or higher based on the 1060 card. And I could certainly, given that position, then I could use my Pro and my One X as representative of the entire console landscape. But that would be arguing in bad faith, because the reality is most people don't have a One X or a Pro. And so it's not fair to use that as the representative. And your point about flexibility on PC, that is true. You do have the option to scale up or down as you see fit, but that's not part of the conversation. I wasn't arguing that you can't scale up or down. I was arguing that the PCMR, this notion that they are the most powerful gaming system, is only true for 1.5% of PC gamers, and therefore it is not a valid use case as represented.
Okay, I understand that the majority of people don't, that there's a 1%, right? But the reality of the matter is that the power thing, the power exists. That gap in power is a real thing. It's regardless
for 1% of the people.
It doesn't matter if it's 1% of the people.
Well,
the fact of the matter is the technology is there.
I get that, but I think that we should go back to Slow-Mo's point from earlier when he brought up the majority of people are playing on what consoles. It's the base models.
My question, 1080p.
Once again, are the base model consoles stronger than the majority of PCs that people are gaming on?
Yes.
Let's say no.
I don't think
And
so.
I just posted a link in the general gaming chat of the Discord that talks about that actually compares the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 to the Xbox One X, which is not even it is the most powerful console right now, and not even the majority system used by most console gamers. And it comes to say in the conclusion that it says that the the Xbox One X performs in real life closer to a GTX 1060. So if that's not even what the majority of console gamers are playing on, your argument that console gamers are playing on a better PC, a better performing system than PC gamers is actually false.
So first, that's a good point. First, I would challenge the source of that article, and because you can't do it on paper, you have to run the benchmarks. That's what Digital Foundry has done like 8,000 times. And number two, I said that the resolution, again, addressing muddy textures, that the majority of PC gamers is running at a lower or equal resolution to console gamers. So this notion that you get a PC, you have the superior resolution textures is false. It is only true for a very tiny percent of the PC gaming population.
I hear your point, Optimus, but my point, and when I say PCMR, I talk about muddy textures. I'm talking about, obviously I'm talking about my experience, but I'm also saying too that the technology, the hardware, all that stuff exists to have a much superior experience than console gaming. That's my point. I understand it's 1% of the people have, I guess RTX cards that like Slomo and I have, but that doesn't negate the fact that in terms of power, yes, the power advantage PC, regardless of if how many hands.
Wait, hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, regardless of how many people, I think. Look, we could talk about like the percentages. That to me, that's another conversation. But for me, the power thing, that narrative of power, that skews in the favor of PC based on the hardware that's available. Go ahead, Slomo or Forte.
Jesus.
Wow, you're really mixing them up?
I always mix them up.
Every show.
They don't sound anything alike.
No.
Literally every show.
All right, go ahead, Forte.
So, okay, this is what Optimus was talking about. So 1% of the gaming populace on PC play at 4K or play with higher end CPUs and GPUs and stuff like that. 1%. So the biggest website that houses PC gaming is Steam, has 90 million active accounts. 90 million active. There's more consoles out there in the world than there are on Steam that are playing actively right now. And the biggest thing is, now the one thing that Optimus did talk about is you do get a curve with PC because you can upgrade your hardware over time, which is one of the best benefits of PC. But console gaming, when these new systems launch, when they finally do launch later this year or early next year, whenever this stuff pans itself out, there will be a significant gap that will happen because all of those GPUs you're talking about 1060s and stuff, which is the minimum that most people on Steam are playing with, most of the people, you're going to see a giant leap with all these new systems coming out, because that's what happens with PC and console. Console catches up in one fell swoop because PC always iterating over years, then console finally catches up in one big burst. Then you have a long generation where all of these console gamers are technically playing at a higher resolution, and have better hardware than most people are playing on console with. So as of right now, it's close to almost 160 million people playing on console between Xbox One and PS4, which is a good 60 million more that's on Steam. So yes, over the course of the whole generation, people migrated and got better graphics cards. But this number used to be something like a 960 at earlier this generation, because I knew exactly when he was talking about these numbers that this number changes so much over the course of years. The fact that it's only a 1060 right now lets you know that it's going to be like that probably until there's no 2000 series in there, which is the new GPU. There's not even going to be a 3000 series in there next year, which is going to be the new benchmark for PC gaming. Most people are comfortable playing at a lower. The price of entry for like a 1060 is like $200, and that's the thing. There's more people playing for premium hardware for Xbox Ones and PS4 Pros than there are people that are actually playing on PC at the highest end. So that's why I think when people sit there and try to have this argument about, oh well, console gaming isn't as great as PC, that's to an extent you're absolutely correct. But for that's like niche scenarios. Like for me personally, I play a game that they made available on PC, and I'll be the first one to tell you, if that's the only game that I play, I will enjoy it more on the PC platform. But that's not the only reason I play that game. I was playing today with Ash and Luca and my boy Sir Taz on console because I enjoy that experience just as well. Hell yeah, I get frustrated with the lower frame rate and not the sharp textures and stuff like that. But it's something that console gaming brings to you that is undeniable. It's something that you could just sit back, relax, not worry about your system crashing all the time. I crash more than I even can believe on Destiny. I crash like at least 3 or 4 times a day on PC.
Okay,
I go
so
to
I would like
console, I
just
don't.
hold on. I just want to stop you there. Well,
No.
this is great. Is this like circling back to the initial point? Because you're bringing up a lot of other stuff.
Yes, I am. I'm certain because I didn't say.
Because this is like, do we need to put like a time limit on answers or
Yeah,
something?
but we need to put a time limit on Forte.
Yeah, you need to put a time limit on me
Listen,
because I didn't
Forte,
say.
you're my boy.
I didn't say.
No.
And Forte, I don't know what niche is, by the way. I know what a niche is, but go ahead.
Niche?
Wow.
I
Wait,
don't even
hold
know
on,
what
Enrique.
Forte's
I
point
think you
was.
are the last person to be trying to say something about how people are pronouncing things. OBJ the Don. If you remember.
Hey, you know what? That was many years ago. Many years ago.
Sir, OBJ the Don. Remember how you couldn't say his name? Sir?
Yes, I
Okay.
do remember
All
that.
right. Okay. All right. Cool.
But I also don't call the Xbox Series X that either. So go ahead.
All right. So listen. We're just. What's a good time limit? Do you guys want to like establish a time frame to get your points across?
Forte should have 10 seconds to speak.
Wow.
Okay. So like
I take 5.
I think 5 minutes is too much as well.
I said 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
How
let's
about
do-
60 seconds? 1 minute.
Yeah. You know what? We'll do a minute and a half. How about that?
All right.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I do want to real quick to nullify this whole thing about base consoles being more powerful than a 1060.
All
I
right,
have gone.
But they're not anymore slow mo.
Hold on. I'm gonna start.
They were never. Period.
Hold on. I'm gonna let Slow-mo's gonna go. I'm gonna start right now. Okay, go ahead, Slow.
Literally every comparison, every benchmark comparison on YouTube for the 1060 to a console is comparing it to an Xbox One X, not a PS4 Pro, not a base PS4, not a base Xbox One or Xbox One S, an Xbox One X, and it still gets outperformed.
Okay,
No,
is that it?
do not outperform the majority of PC gamers. Period. Now find me something that backs up your assertion. If not, shut it up. It's done. We're not going to continue this argument with this fallacy going on. I'm sick of it. So we're not gonna
Okay.
All right. I like
you
this.
can prove it, then you don't say it. That's how we're gonna roll from now on. I put in the general chat one comparison that article that said the 1060 was more powerful. Then I took something else that people keep saying that the Xbox One X is comparable to an RX 580. Then took the user benchmarks for everyone who has RX 580s, compared them to everyone that has 1060s, and saw that the 1060 is still more powerful.
Woo!
So no, base Xbox Ones and base PS4s are not more powerful than the majority of PC gamers' rigs. Let's move on to the next topic.
Well, before we do that, do you have, Enrique, you should put like a actual, because OBS can do, but actually, you know what? I don't want you doing anything extra that might crash the
Ends up
stream.
shutting
But
you
it would be cool.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not messing with OBS. No, I'm not messing with that mess.
Optimus, Forte, you have a counterpoint to that?
So in 2013, when these new systems launched, a GeForce GTX 460 was the most used graphics card on Steam at the time that the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PS4 came out. So are you trying to tell me that a GTX 460 is stronger?
No.
Wait,
why are you talking about?
That's not even what Slow-Mo's arguing for, Ted.
No.
I know what my argument is.
No, because you're talking
irrelevant.
You're talking about.
Wait. I want to hear the rest of what Forte was saying.
Because what you're saying, what's happening here is everybody is comparing new tech to old hardware. How about you go back to when the hardware came out, and the tech that was out at that time is what is basically it should be benchmarked against, because at that moment those systems were benchmarked against.
They were not more powerful back then than the average PCs back then. You don't remember everyone being disappointed at how
I'm not talking about we're not talking about the high end. We're talking about on Steam.
I'm not talking about high end either.
Dude, they have it. More people use Intel HD integrated graphics in 2013 than use the GPU on Steam.
May I say something?
Any numbers
But that doesn't change. That doesn't change. Forte, that doesn't change the fact that PC is still more powerful.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Go ahead.
I mean, I can understand Forte's point. Like, we are comparing 2013 hardware to stuff now. And
well, Forte said earlier, I mean, I thought he was very clear. He made the point that those numbers and those stats always change over time.
Moving the goalposts, because that was Cole's argument initially. I just disproved that argument, and now you're saying, "Oh,
I don't think you disproved anything. That's not true." I haven't had a chance to respond to what you said.
Well, I want to hear what Optimus says.
Go ahead, Optimus.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, again, I think Forte was doing a good job. His point is, and he said it earlier, that those, like on Steam, if you look now, the highest card, the average card on Steam is a 1060. If you look 2 years from now, it's going to be different. And if you look 2 years ago, it was different than it is now. And the point he is trying to make is that the console released, whenever it released, it was more powerful than the PC at that time. Over time, PC gamers upgrade, which is one of the main points of the platform. And it has reached a point now where it has stabilized that over 60% of the gamers have the 1060. And so what he is saying is you're comparing now against what happened back when the consoles was released. He conceded that point. He said, okay, fine. But in a few months, when this is resolved, the new consoles are going to drop again, and then it's going to change again. And then the console is going to be more powerful again. But 4 years from that, then the more PC gamers will have updated. And his point is that scale, that spectrum is fluid, and you can't pick one point in time to compare against an earlier point in time to substantiate your claim. And what I'm saying, Slow-Mo, I agree with Forte 100%, and I'm still saying that after all of the things that you said, even if what you said is true, it is taken this long for the average PC gamer to catch up and surpass what the console gamer had 7 years ago.
Okay, so you're out of time. So
okay,
but so Forte, what card did you say that was out at the time of the console release was the most powerful 2013?
GTX 460.
That was the most powerful GTX card of 2013.
The most popular.
The most popular was integrated graphics.
Okay.
The lowest denominator at 1.35% was a 460.
I understand. Okay, yeah, because there was a GTX 80 Ti or something that was like the best card of 2013. But look, I understand we're talking about percentages and how many people have what. My point is, and it doesn't change the fact that in terms of power, PC always. It regardless of how many people have a 2080 Ti or how many people have a 1060, it's always going to be the most powerful. Better frame rates. I mean, I joke about muddy textures, but I'm joking.
Of course,
I do that to kind of rub. It's a joke. I know there's some people in the chat that might take it like literally, be like, but that's my overall point. That in terms of the power narrative or what's available, I mean, I understand things change. PC, you get new GPUs. I know that NVIDIA is going to be dropping or announcing a new, I think, GPU this year, if I'm not mistaken.
the 30 series.
Waiting
Yeah,
on the 3080 right now.
yeah,
Yep,
and then we know that there's a new there's probably a big Navi coming from AMD. But look, regardless, my point is, regardless of how many people have what, my point's always been this: that that PC is always going to be the most powerful platform, and that's it.
All right, so you're out of time. Okay. Do you have anything to say to that, Slow?
I said my point. I'm moving on to the next point.
All right, so let's. How do we want to decide who won this? Do you want to do a chat vote or what?
Oh wow!
The first
I didn't even know we was getting down like that. That's awesome.
I'm asking. I don't know.
I think the chat is
let's
biased.
do a chat vote. The chat's probably biased because they're a bunch of console. There's a lot of console gamers in there.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a fair vote from the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how the chat votes this first time. So if you think Slow-Mo and Enrique won, put a 1. And then if you think Optimus and 2, we'll see what happens.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Maybe we should have just had Lucas decide the winner. I don't see anyone voting yet.
Listen, if I decide one way or another, I'm gonna get messages from fucking Slow-Mo claiming that I'm being biased because he likes to argue with me. So.
Oh boy.
Eric Jackson put a -1.
We got butthurt console guy putting in hit 2 multiple times.
I mean, only 1, 2 counts, my boy. So.
He's trying to equal the number of frames he's got on his PlayStation.
Wow!
Yeah, wow! Yeah. How do you like those 30 frames that drop, huh?
Wow!
I think it probably just made it worse. Hey, shout out to what is that? K-Op 901. Kiop 901 with the $5 super chat. Stop talking about percentages and majority. The fact is, there always going to be a more powerful GPU and CPU available when console come out, and this is true.
That's my point. That's my overall point.
But nobody's gonna be using it, so it don't matter.
It doesn't. That's
there
not.
Are people.
There are people who are going to be using it.
Three
It doesn't
people?
matter if it's
Okay,
3, 4, or 5.
Okay, no, I'm with the argument that if it's a minority, then But JD Gamer Super Chat says it's not PC always. When Xbox 360 and PS3 launched, there was no PC equivalent, GPUs or CPUs in terms of power. It was only later that PC regained the power.
It was 3 months after the Xbox 360 release that PC became more powerful.
Okay, but it was still an after.
No, I would know. It was. That was the last time it happened. But it was. And he's right. AMD had just released new architecture with the 360 that eventually came to PC. So yeah,
okay,
no, he's right about that.
So, all right. I think since we have a more established rules on how we're gonna do this next point, it should go a bit smoother, And
by the way, Luca, you did a great job moderating. By the way,
you did, Luca.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, hats off to Luca. Seriously,
you are doing a good job.
No, Luca, seriously,
okay,
you're defining rules as we go. I love it. It's great.
Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so we can do this next point. We can start with the PC guys though, since Optimus he had an entire list. But I think it's only fair to let the PC guys present an argument for their standpoint. And let's establish what the argument is, and then we'll go back and forth with it. So, Enrique or Slow-Mo, do you guys have an argument about why PC is better than console?
I do. Give me a second to pull up what I was going to pull up here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Enrique.
I was going to say, for me, it's gaming, the flexibility of gaming, the option to have access to a broad variety of games. We now have console exclusives on the PC. We have Xbox first party, we have Steam, we have Origins, we have Uplay. We have all these digital storefronts. And Steam, if you guys have ever had the Steam sale, the summer sale, the winter sales, you get bargain deals on games. And if you want to get a little sexy and play some Nintendo first party, there's emulators.
All right, so the argument as it stands is that there is more flexibility on PC because there's more games to play. Is that what the argument is?
Yeah, and we don't have to play. We don't have to pay online either.
Okay, but that can be an argument for a different time. So what we're going to stick with is the variety of games on PC versus console. So, cool. Enrique started it. Code or Forte, do you guys have a counterpoint?
I guess before I start, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Before Xbox One or Xbox in general put all their games on PC, because this ain't nothing new. PC always had this advantage that you're talking about when it comes to console, what games go, not games going over, but just more games in general. Why did it take you all the way up to literally the last 2 months to decide to switch over to PC fully? And I'm talking to you, Enrique.
Why did it what?
If PC has always been this great place to play your games at, why are you finally switching over now in the last 2 months?
Question. But I think we should hold off questions like that till the end as kind of like a closing statement. Like, can you explain to me why you decided to just switch over?
Okay, so if we just talk about games in general, so I can't really refute you on because Xbox did implement something when it comes to with their games going over to PC, so it just makes the PC case a little bit more stronger in that regard. But like for me, it always just comes back to what are we actually doing with these games? Because half the games that I play on PC, with the exception of a few of them, I'm always having issues with. Like I just told you, like I played Destiny on PC. I don't crash on Destiny. I mean, I still get like the take the orbit type stuff like everybody get done in every version of the game, but I don't get hard crashed all the way to the dashboard like I do on PC. I don't play Division and then get blue screen of death because
you gotta upgrade your PC.
Because no, upgrade my PC.
I think his PC is more powerful than yours.
My PC is more powerful than yours, sir.
I don't really.
That never happens to me.
I don't have crashes.
I don't know what that has never.
There are
full.
Before. Listen.
I don't have crashes. I don't have crashes on Destiny.
Listen.
If you're going to use an anecdotal point, I'm going to use an anecdotal point saying that's never happened
right
to me.
I would like to talk
about
the fact that the point of this topic is flexibility with gaming, and once again,
and if you can't play your games on a consistent basis, sometimes that's
a you problem. That's a you problem.
That has nothing to do with flexibility of gaming. Can you get back on top?
There is a difference between games having issues like bugs and stuff.
Didn't you just have like a 2-hour update on your Sony PlayStation 4 or something? You talked about that on Brad.
Yeah, because I didn't turn on my PlayStation in the last 3 months. That's completely. I would have the same update on my PC if I didn't turn it on.
Updates and patches on PlayStation.
Listen, guys, I get that, but the point of the topic is flexibility in regards to games. Let's stick on topic, please. I get what you're saying is that how can there's no point in the games being flexible because I can't play them. I get what you're saying, but it's like if the argument is there's more games to play on PC in comparison to console, then you're not.
Well, there's really no argument for all. There are more games. I mean, PC is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is too.
Oh, well, go. I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Okay,
then.
Cool. So let's hear, and I'm not trying to be rude and cut you off or anything, Forte, but we do want to stick on topic.
No, go ahead, because he trust me.
All right, go ahead.
So I got 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, so
I started the timer. Go ahead.
All right, so back when I was really heavy into PC gaming. There was a market difference in the PC and the console. There were experiences on the PC that you could not replicate on a console, period. I'm talking things like Wing Commander, which was glorious, World of Warcraft. Just tons of games existed on the PC. They reached a point of equilibrium where the console started to offer better gaming experiences. Now, if you're going to use this notion that there's a more variety of games, okay, sure, but most of it's fucking trash. It's a bunch of shovelware, indie, Kickstarter trash bullshit. There's hardly any AAA experiences for the PC. Every fucking AAA PC experience is a console game that they ported over either at the same time, if they're lucky, or 2 or 3 years later. And even if you have an RTX 2080 Ti, you don't have any games to showcase that. We talked about games, the Xbox Series X being held back by the old hardware. Every PC is held back by every old console.
Wait.
There will never be a game that takes advantage of the full power of a PC unless it's some indie game like Star Citizen, which I'm really looking forward to. But there are no AAA PC exclusive titles, and so I wouldn't even consider those games as worthy of mention because it's just a bunch of 2D side-scrolling indie trash.
Okay, so
wait, can I respond to Optimus real quick? So
Sure.
Optimus, one thing I got out of that, by the way, it doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of games, there's a lot of flexibility with gaming on PC. I understand there's no PC exclusives, fine, but to your point about you mentioned 2080 Ti, are you saying that weaker hardware holds back more powerful hardware?
Absolutely.
Okay, I thought that was a lie, but thank you, sir, for clarifying that.
Oh, absolutely. There will never be a game that takes full advantage of your 2080 Ti. It's not going to happen. And again, you use the term game. I use the term gaming experience because I can right now, me and my grandson, we can go code a game and put it on PC easily because we don't have to go through Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo. And so, yes, you will have another game on PC. It could be a Stickman figures. That's the fact that you have games, in my opinion, is meaningless. And I'm noticing the trend where you guys are just ignoring. You're just saying if it exists at all, then it's worth mentioning, even if it's not being used. And like, to me, that's analogous to telling my grandson, hey, there's gold buried in the earth. And so just get yourself a Geiger counter, a metal detector. Don't go to college. Don't learn how to program. Just eventually somewhere in the world, there's enough gold and you just go find it. Because it is out there, so therefore it is a valid.
Okay,
wait, hold on.
Go ahead, Slobo.
JD with the super chat saying, "Damn, Optimus is killing it! Oh my god! All right. Okay.
Thanks, JD. What's up, player?
Okay. Cool. So,
go ahead, Slobo. Was Slobo good?
Okay, so minimizing all of the games that are available on Steam, on Epic Game Store, on any of the storefronts that you don't have to pay to get in. That's another thing about flexibility, that you don't have to pay to be online on PC. That's another point in our hat. But minimizing all those games is just trash when you haven't even played all those games. It's impossible for you to play all those games, and you have not played every single game that's in that store to say they're all trash.
Have you played every single game?
But I'm not giving them. I
it.
am not the one judging them, so therefore I don't need to prove something that I didn't say. So he's the one judging all those games.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, Optimus. You gotta play that Tickle Me Daddy simulator on PC.
Well, I mean,
Tickle Me Daddy.
My point, though.
His point is valid.
My point, though, without the moderator going. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And furthermore, there are trash games. There are trash games on consoles as well. No one really cares about them because they're hidden in the store. You barely see them, but if you go through Game Pass, you'll see a whole bunch of them in there. They are there on all platforms, saying that just because there's more games on PC, therefore there's more trash on PC, even though you're minimizing the ones that are actually unique and very good experiences. That's a trash argument. All the way around, it's a trash argument because you haven't played those games to know whether or not they're actually bad. You paid a couple and said, they're all trash. That's a silly argument.
You know what? I would actually say that when it comes to console and PC gaming, there are a lot of games that people don't play or pay attention to on both platforms. Like, take the PlayStation platform in general. I would say the PlayStation platform has a lot of Japanese titles that several people
Persona 5
that I know personally have not played them themselves. You know what I mean? Like, unique experiences that are exclusive to the PlayStation platform that aren't on PC either, you know? So it's just like saying that there's more diversity and flexibility on PC when it comes to the gaming. I mean, there's a lot of diversity and flexibility on the PlayStation console.
May I respond to Slow-Mo?
I didn't actually finish my point.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I also want to make a point after
the timer went off, Slow-Mo. That's why I stopped you.
Well, the timer's off.
Part of my timer was you guys cutting me off.
Oh, okay.
Would you like another 30 seconds?
Thank you.
This is like the presidential debate. I love it.
My other point as a counter was that he brought up that there are no native AAA experiences.
I was going to just bring this up.
That you won't find on console. Yes, there is. There's Half-Life Alyx that you're not going to get on console.
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't know that was out. My bad.
Can he finish?
Be out in a month. Doesn't matter.
He's got another 15 seconds. Hold on. Let's see here. 15 seconds. All right, you got 15 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, so I'm done with my point, but since I got like an extra 10 seconds, I just want to shout out all the guys in the chat who are super butthurt with their staring at their sorry consoles, getting all upset because we dropping facts on them and they hate it. Go ahead and cry in your 30 frames per second.
You're finished. All right, go ahead.
All right. So
wait,
I would like to address. Oh, go ahead.
I want to say something to what Optimus said about like games, like no games or something on PC, but
are you starting? Okay, I'm gonna start the timer. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let us not forget that some of the biggest, most popular games found on console today had original origins on PC.
Examples?
PUBG,
Overwatch,
Minecraft, DayZ.
Diablo 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say Diablo 3. So let's not. Go ahead. I hear you.
I don't know what's this mean. Had origins on PC. I'm not sure how that's relevant.
It started on PC.
I know what it means. I said I don't know why it's relevant.
It's very relevant
because you said that these games don't originate on these AAA experiences. I never said no such foolishness. I said that there are no. I said that there are no AAA quality gaming experiences on PC that take advantage of this hardware.
That is what he said. Yeah.
That's what he said after he said the part that I actually countered.
May I have my turn, please, moderator?
Well, I mean, you guys were interrupting. Yeah, he never actually finished saying what he was going to say.
Let's let Optimus 30 frames per second code have his time.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, he never said anything about the originating part. Go ahead, Optimus.
All right, so Slow-Mo was right in that I cannot disqualify every game on the Steam store or the Epic store or even the Windows store for that matter. That is true. But he is correct in that if you haven't tried them all, you can't speak to them all. That is also true. But I can say this. We all know quality gaming experiences. I scroll through the Steam store looking for sales, looking what's on sale. And I can say for sure that the majority of games in Steam do not require or take advantage of a fucking 2080 Ti. It is not necessary to run the majority of that stuff. Can there be some gems in there? It most certainly can. But just like my man Guap said in the chat, it's not about what exists and what doesn't exist. Where is there trash or not? The question is, where are the highest highs? Where are the most quality gaming experiences? And it is always going to be on the console. And you mentioned, okay, we'll have Half-Life Alyx, which you're going to need to buy another fucking 1,000 VR in order to play it. Okay, sure. Fine. After you spend $1,000, you will have one game. But again, my man Black Frost asked the question. In the 7 years since the consoles have been released, give me the list of PC quality games that take advantage of the hardware. And it was crickets the whole way around. You got one guy talking about Baldur's Gate, which is in alpha, ain't released yet. But even if we grant Baldur's Gate, okay.
Let's see here. So, what quality experiences can you get on PC that take advantage of the PC? Total War can't even be played on consoles, right?
That's fair.
Okay, that's one. So, Black Frost, thumbs up to you, buddy. You got your game. Good luck.
So he asked for a list.
Wait. Total War can be played on now if they actually port it.
No, it can't. No, it can't.
Not in its current form. That's true. Without being compromised.
Oh, without being compromised. But doesn't. Why can't it be played on?
This is where y'all be moving the goalposts, because then y'all make a point, and then
I'm asking why.
Then you be like, if they lowered everything, then
tell me why.
If they compromise the game, then it will work on console.
I'm asking you why.
Hold on. Let's get the super chat from JD. JD says, Slow-Mo, you hoe. I'm keeping this receipt about trash games. As you just said, you can't say PC games are indicative of trash just because some of them are on #Xbox.
So my question.
I think he's talking about that Grounded. How you were dogging Grounded. Is that what he's referring to? How you were big?
I didn't dog Grounded. I just said I didn't like what I saw, and I'm not interested in the game.
A console. People
like. Matter of fact, JD, put this in color too. Find where I trash Grounded, and then you put that in color as well. Since you like to do super chats today, please tell me where I trash Grounded, because all I said was the game don't interest me.
Yeah,
Grounded is trash.
He's on the clock right now.
There you go. The guy on your side of the argument called
man,
it
that is trash.
Optimist, don't say that, man. People get upset when you say that.
Brad, it's time for honest conversation, and that's what we have.
Let's see here. Slomo did say that Xbox Game Studios is looking like a Make-A-Wish platform with this Grounded game. What does that mean?
Wow. I've never heard that. Where do you say that at?
You can make your dream game that literally no one else want to play but you. It sounds like you're trashing it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Yo, put that in the chat.
Sure. Sure. You're like, hold on, I don't remember saying this.
I want to chime in real quick. I look, PC. Look, I understand PC doesn't have exclusive big AAA games like Sony does or Nintendo does, not Xbox. But look, PC, it's a platform. It's a conduit for gaming experiences. And you know what? When I'm playing Gears 5 on my PC, it is a much more superior experience than on my Xbox One X. I also want to say something else in terms of games and flexibility. Like, we haven't even talked about the mod community. Some of the greatest games have come out of PC mods. Counter-Strike, there's been great mods from big.
But nobody's arguing against that. The point is, I'm talking about less than console.
I'm still talking about the flexibility and the overall.
Nobody's arguing against flexibility though. Like, you're addressing.
I know, but I didn't mention. But I didn't. No one mentioned the mods, PC mods and stuff. That's why I brought it up.
I just want to say, when it comes to exposing people, just call me like the fucking investigator.
Let me just say this in my defense, okay?
You're like, hold on,
guys. This does look bad. But right, I never actually used the words trash.
Okay.
I said, now you can infer that Slow-Mo is saying this game is trash. All I said was, this is a game that I don't think any publisher would have approved of. But looks like Xbox Game Studios is the Make-A-Wish platform now, where if you have a game
Slow-Mo
that no one wants but you can put it out there.
Not like this.
I didn't say it's trash. I just said nobody wants to play it.
But when you say Make-A-Wish, that makes it that doesn't make it sound like good. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, man. They do great things for kids. They give them their dreams. We're not gonna slander Make-A-Wish out here.
All right,
hey, Time Lord said they got you on tape, Slow-Mo, so you burn up, bro.
Luca, go ahead. Moderate Luca, please.
I'm just, Slow-Mo, you're going to have to take the L on this one. You really told that man to put it in color, and I found these receipts in 0.5 seconds.
Wow.
I told him to put it in color. I didn't tell you to do anything.
I got you, JD. I got you, Boo. I got you.
I didn't tell you to do anything, Luca. I told him to go find it.
Man, let me say something real quick, just a little quick point, because I've done heard this like 4 times. And, I don't know. To me, it's simple arithmetic. I keep hearing this. I don't have to pay to play online. And I will say that once you cash out for a 2080 Ti and all that other bullshit, you shouldn't have to pay online, because I can pay 10 years of online and still have paid less than you did just for the price of entry for that fucking graphics.
Why should you pay when other people don't?
The fact that you don't have to pay online. So
that has nothing. And why should you pay? Why should
Microsoft?
Guys,
hold on. I'm gonna be right back. Can you guys moderate yourselves for a few minutes?
Oh,
probably not. Probably not. Probably not.
Let's go,
Luca. You were gonna come back to. It's gonna be a ride in here.
Listen, okay. Let's do the next point. Optimus, what's the next point for you gonna be? And why consoles are better than PC?
The next point for me, I'm going to address this notion of parity on PC, which will get into the cheating and all of that other stuff too.
All right, sounds good. You can go ahead with that, JD. Hold on, JD with the super chat is saying slow mo. Stop with the semantics. #exposed. All right, go ahead. I'll be right back.
Exposed, JD. I'm not surprised. Let's
Okay.
continue.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what about Optimus? What about frames per second?
What about them?
Where isn't that pretty important to a game?
It's extremely important to a game. Of course it is.
So would you agree that 60 frames per second is more desirable than 30 frames?
Absolutely, I would.
Okay.
But I would agree also that having a top-notch quality game that's worth watching those 60 frames in is more important than those 60 frames being applied to trash.
I have those quality games.
Well, the man Black Frost asked for a list 2 days ago, and so far y'all came up with one game.
He didn't ask me for a list.
He asked all of Twitter. It's out there.
Look, first of all, that's kind of okay. Look, I look the difference. Okay, here's the difference. This is why consoles have exclusives. Why do consoles have exclusives, guys?
I'm not talking about exclusives. I'm saying top quality games, top gaming experience, AAA gaming experiences. If they exist on the console exclusive, I don't care. The point is
have you seen
PC has the same games,
same games,
the
same
majority
AAA games. That's what I'm saying.
That consoles have, and they perform better.
Call of Duty. Have you seen
clearer? Listen to me. This is what you're saying. This is all that you're saying. It's the same as the Series X conversation, just worse. All you're saying is we have a prettier version of the same old games. That's it. You are not taking advantage. You don't have next generation games. You don't have anything but prettier grass. That's it. There is no game.
I'm sorry. Is ray tracing not next generation?
What it does, it's way
is
more.
Ray
than
tracing
that.
not? Yeah, it is way more than that. Higher frames. That's not next generation.
Anytime you mention graphics, how it looks better. But
isn't ray tracing
runs better with performance with frames?
But the point of ray tracing
massive drop down into single digits for certain games that are more CPU intensive.
But I just played. Okay, there is no next generation gaming.
But graphics when you say take advantage of the hardware,
yes,
that can be taken as actual game design.
That's what I'm talking about.
In a certain way.
Designed for the hardware.
Design. That's not a blanket taking advantage of the hardware, because just about the mere fact that I can play a game in 3 times the frame rate and the same resolution as someone on console, I am taking advantage of the hardware. If I did not have that hardware, I could not do that. That is called taking advantage of the hardware.
Now, here's what happens, Slow-Mo. So I will be in a conversation with my girl, and so let's just say Steph Curry hits a 3 to end the first half, and then let's just say that LeBron hits a 3 to end the game.
Optimus.
And so I would be getting ready to say LeBron didn't hit a 3 to end the half, but all she hears is LeBron didn't hit a 3, and she jumps in. And she's not addressing anything that I'm actually talking about.
Optimus.
That's very similar to what's happening in this conversation.
Optimus. Wait. Optimus. Hold on, Slow-Mo. Optimus. You said that? You're saying that what Slow-Mo's talking about aren't next generation features, right? That the games aren't taking advantage of the hardware, right, for PC?
I'm saying that games are not built, yes, to take advantage of the PC hardware. Okay. Games are being built for the consoles, and then just being prettied up with the PC hardware.
Okay, so a game like Call of Duty that uses ray tracing, isn't that taking advantage of the hardware of the PC, the GPU?
Again, that is a console game that is built for the old hardware that is being prettied up by the PC graphics card.
But ray tracing, isn't ray tracing a next generation feature?
Again,
for consoles?
Let's do this a different way. If you can mention anything other than a graphical update, then we can have this conversation.
How about I'm playing Gears 5.
Narrowing the field, so you're basically saying, I know you have counters to this point, so don't mention those counters to my point. Counter?
No, my point is, other than graphical updates, there is nothing that is built to take advantage of your card, and then in response you say, but what about this other graphic update? That is my point. All you get is prettier versions of older games. That's it.
But the new Call of Duty wasn't an older game. It's a new game.
When I say older games, I'm sorry. I meant games built for older hardware.
Control
that has been limited by the older hardware, but it has been made prettier for your PC.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that ray tracing is a next generation feature that hasn't made its way to consoles yet.
It is a graphical update, and I will allow you all the graphical updates you want. So no matter how much you disagree, how much you yell at me, I'm going to still agree with you. Ray tracing is the next gen graphical update, but I don't care about those.
So you don't care about those. So because you don't care about them, you discounted them.
I'm saying that nothing has been built to take advantage of your card. Every game has been built to take advantage of the old hardware and just made prettier on your card through a series of graphical updates.
But so Call of Duty, by doing ray tracing, is it taking advantage of my 2070?
Oh my God. No, a graphical update on your 2070 is being taken advantage of, yes. But the fundamental game is exactly the same.
And what about what about game design? You talk about game design, but we're talking about performance.
Performance is the graphical update. It looks better, sure.
What about
the game has not been built for your hardware. The game has been built for old hardware and made prettier by your hardware. I don't know how many languages I can say it in.
You gotta say it in Spanish.
This is not true. Let me bring up the numerous games like XCOM that are built and designed for PC. And then
I didn't say PC. I said hardware. There is nothing about XCOM that requires a 2080 Ti. There is nothing in XCOM where the design of it can't run on.
No, we're not gonna be doing this talking out of both sides of our mouth. Okay, so.
Oh my God! I'm trying to be consistent
because when we bring up the very obvious reasons why the hardware is better, and yes, it's due to graphics and performance, not just graphics, but also performance with the frames. You discount
that is false.
I bring up
that is false. If you gave a dev team the ability to target the 2080 Ti,
wait. When I bring up a game that is designed for PC and it could not.
I didn't say PC. I said the 2080 Ti. Oh my God. I can't be any clearer.
Bringing up the 2080 Ti when you said only 1% of the gamers on PC even use it. So what's the purpose of even bringing that up right now?
Because your point has been consistently that the 2080 Ti is the benchmark. It is the highest 1%. You can count the 1%. And if you don't want to, then that's even better because
that has been consistently code that the 1060 that you brought up and said the majority of PC gamers use is more powerful than the system that the majority of console gamers use.
Again, even if you take that, the point is there is no game designed to take advantage of it. I don't know how clearer I can get. Every game is designed. I'll put it even in more simple terms. All of your games are being held back by old hardware.
So you're saying that the Xbox One is going to hold back the Series X?
Absolutely. Well, I've told you that on your show. Absolutely, positively, 100%.
Yeah, Optimus, I understand what you're saying from a gameplay design perspective, but my point is that there's still games that do tap in to the features of these newer cards, ray tracing, things like that. In terms of frames per second, like I played Sekiro on PC, much better experience on PC, much more responsive experience on PC than it was on PlayStation. It was literally a game changer to have that kind of responsive input playing that game that really requires that, as opposed to playing on PC.
And now, how much of a game changer would it have been if that game had been designed for that card and only for that card?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to argue that point. I understand what you're saying from a gameplay. If it was 2080 Ti, the shit would probably look lifelike. I mean, and I'm exaggerating. Maybe it doesn't look lifelike.
Sure, I know what you mean, but yeah, the point is that nobody. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
No, you go ahead. I was rude. I interrupted, and I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Well, again, other than graphic updates, which I guess seem to be very popular in this panel, other than saying I get a prettier version of this old game or this game. When I say old game, I mean built for old hardware. That's all I mean by that term. Now, all right, let me do it a different way. Let me reverse it. Baldur's Gate is a prime example, Baldur's Gate 3, of a game that cannot run on consoles because it was designed specifically to target mid to high end PC systems. That is an example of what I would want multiple times a year. That game is a fantastic example. You look at all the systems that are running in the background of the subsystems, all the dice rolls, all the checks, the saving throws is constantly every second, every single thing you do. It is computationally intensive. It is graphically beautiful. It's still not going to push the 2080 Ti, but at least they have targeted mid-tier graphics cards, and they are doing things that you can't do on a console. Again, when I started gaming on PC, all of the gaming experiences were things that you can't do on the console.
Those days are long gone.
They are. But that was my point.
I mean, I was there back in the days.
Yeah, we was there.
Yeah.
And I mean, Slow-Mo's point is good, but with Slow-Mo's point is that like you can't really look at Steam and discredit it. There is nothing that I have seen in Steam that I can't run on my console. There is no reason for me to pay for a 2080 Ti to get that Steam library. Very few, if anything, in there is going to take advantage of it. And when it does take advantage of it, it's just going to be a prettier version of the same old game. I am sick of that.
But Cole, there's some people actually value that. That's a very
that's true.
It's okay. It's okay. You feel that way. But that's like it's a subjective point. There's some people that like, I don't need that for that price, or to do all that.
Absolutely.
And there's some people that's like, I gotta have that. Like there's some people that will like trade out their 2080 Ti for a collector's edition or a custom 2080 Ti.
I
told give them like 10 frames more.
We was on a different show, and I told y'all that's one of the reasons I got out of PC gaming is because those experiences wasn't there like they used to be. The more experiences were on the console. And then the second thing was I told y'all I was too competitive, and I was always on eBay selling my graphics card. Because if some chump up the street had 10 more frames than me, I couldn't take it and I couldn't relax. And I'm always rebuilding my rig over and over because I have to be the top dog, at least in my neighborhood. And so, go ahead.
Go ahead, Optimus. Finish your point, and I want to ask you one more thing. Go ahead, man.
Well, no, I mean, I made the point before on y'all's show. I was one of those people that needed that flexibility. I needed to keep adjusting my rig. But the thing that happened, y'all, is people started paying attention to gaming. Gaming was a thing that was just for like nerds or weirdos, and it became this big thing. And when it did, one of the PC's greatest strengths became one of its greatest weaknesses. The PC is an open platform. Nobody owns it. And the fact that nobody owns it is what's kind of helping hurt it with the games, because the owners of these other platforms are making damn sure that you have a reason to game on their platform. I appreciate what Microsoft has done. I really do. But the fact that PC is open, there's nobody we can go to and say, hey, showcase our platform.
Yeah.
We are always getting the leftovers from somebody else. And again, I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3. I hope it never comes to console. But that is just one, and it's been too long. I need that type of thing again. I need to look at something and say they can't put this on a console no matter how much they want.
Yeah, Optimus, I feel you, man. I've been there back in the days when there were certain games on PC that just couldn't be done on console, man. I remember those days, man. But I do want to go back to something. So you said earlier that the Xbox One S, because this is a point of contention. People say, "Oh, that's you're fear mongering if you say that the Xbox One S is going to hold back the Xbox Series X." You're saying that is true, and I just want to give a big shout out to Lord Cognito. Cognito is one of these individuals who believes that no, the weaker consoles aren't going to hold back the Series X.
Cognito, I got love for you, fam, but that is utterly false. And I'll use the same example that I used before on Brap Show. So let's just say, and again, the game is held back at the design phase. So you got this designer, they got this concept for this game, they want to build the game, but the game has to be able to run. And the example I used the last time, so you got this boss fight and you want to kill 1,000 enemies. There's a switch like 50 feet in the air, and the only way you can get that switch is to kill 1,000 enemies and then stack their bodies up one by one, and then you can climb on there to get there to open the switch. So you want to have this boss fight where 1,000 motherfuckers just coming out and you just blasting. Okay, well, problem number one, the original Xbox, well, the Xbox One, it cannot draw 1,000 enemies on the screen at the same time. Can't be done. Well, guess what? That boss fight has now gone down to 500. So where they wanted to have an experience where you had the adrenaline rush of fighting 1,000 dudes, they can't. It's just not possible. Although they could do it if they put it on the X, the Series X. But they can't because they have to go to the older one. So, okay, we'll make it 500. Well, shit, it can't do 500. It can do 100. Okay, 100 is great. So instead of 1,000 enemies, we will send 10 waves of 100 or whatever. Again, the developers are really creative and the designers, so they will try to find workarounds. But the point is, the game has been gimped before they even started coding it because the old hardware cannot build the game that they actually want to build.
I want to go to the DM. So I was talking to Cognito. I said, I want a Ninja Gaiden Xbox Series X exclusive only. Don't want weaker specs impacting game design choices. Cognito says that's not an issue based on what I saw with scalability from PAX devs, way overblown. But I was talking about design choices, and he was talking about scalability.
Cog said he wants to get on because you lying on him.
Well, I went back to the DM, so I wanted to clarify that, like what the conversation was. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure like where we are in the conversation, but it is 100% true that the Xbox Series X is being held back by that dumbass rule that it has to play on the older hardware.
I think Cog, is Cog trying to get in here?
Yeah, he wants in.
Okay, hold on.
He about to come for you, Enrique.
Well, I just
about to get held.
I just clarified what
minutes now. Can I just say one quick point about about the debate? Steam has way better sales than PSN, Xbox Live, and definitely better than the Nintendo eStore.
True.
We can all agree that, right?
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay, all right. That's the open and shut case point. Go ahead, Enrique.
No, I was going to say, but you know what I actually did invite Cog, but no, I went back and checked the DM because I wanted to clarify, make sure that I was quoting him correctly.
That's love, man. I feel you on that.
You know, I wasn't going to totally throw him under the bus.
I think he's still coming for you anyway. You might have to, put on the flak jacket and the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in what he got to say because he's a person that literally flipping back over PC to console when these new systems come out.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he's crazy, but you know.
Well, let me say, I said it earlier, but let me say it again just to make sure that everybody understands my point on all of this stuff. As soon as the 3080 Ti comes out, I'm making a new build. I'm definitely looking forward to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Same.
But that's just what I do. It's like I am a gamer. You know, Biggie said, I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. I'm a gamer by blood. That's what I do. And it's like there isn't a system that I'm not going to get. Stadia trash, okay, but so far, I mean, there's hope. So I just buy gaming stuff. I am a gamer. I want every opportunity at every gaming experience. But if you ask me, if you had no system at all, and you are a person that's wanting to get into gaming, would you start with a console or with a PC? 100% of the 99% of the time, I would advise that person to start with the console.
Same.
And they have to be a very special case before I would send them down to PC, because there's a hidden cost to PC gaming, just like there's a hidden cost to open source software, Slow-Mo, which I'm sure you know about. It seems like it's good, but there is a hidden cost to open source software. there's a hidden cost to PC gaming. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with knowledge. It takes special knowledge to game on PC, and it takes a special type of patience. And anytime you start a conversation with all you have to do is blank, you've already lost me, because I do that shit all day long at work. And when I get home, I'm not trying to troubleshoot nothing. My grandkids is playing Minecraft, want to get some mods. The mods not working. Of course, they going to ask me. I try to teach them how to troubleshoot on their own. And then here I am pulled in again. Like, look, man, I ain't got time for this shit.
I just want to say that y'all really got off the rails while I was gone. Like, I was just listening. I was just like, wow, this is... And I like how Enrique just kept bringing up, hey, just so we're clear, the base consoles are going to hold back the Series X, right? I just want to make sure this is clear. All right? I just want to make sure. It's fearmongers. They claim we're fearmongering, man. And I just need to be sure. I'm going to ask you this 6 times to make sure that we're clear here. And I'm just like, okay. All right, listen, we know what you're doing, Enrique.
Luca, we missed you, man.
We did miss you. But hey, I get called fearmonger all the time. So, I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay.
To your point, Code. I used to be like that too, and actually, I'm still very much like that. Like I don't want to tinker with my build too much. Like I just bought a NVMe SSD today.
Nice.
And I did it because with all that's going on with the C virus, I'm not gonna say the name, but
don't demonetize us. Don't demonetize us.
Right. Price is about to go sky high for dag on there. Everything. I'm like, I saw it was on sale today. I'm like, let me go ahead and cop this now before it goes up like another $100. But I don't like to, because like if I'm messing around with servers all day and I'm messing around with routers and switches, I don't feel like when I go home doing anything. So like literally the reason why I would have been did this like months ago if I wasn't already at that point. So for me getting into PC last year was me more looking at things like it's not as bad as it used to be on with that kind of stuff.
That's true.
It's very much plug and play now compared to how it used to be.
Oh my god, like 10 times better.
Drivers are like, and I don't mean to throw Enrique out there, but Enrique don't know anything about technical stuff.
Hey, I'm not. I don't work in IT, man. I work for management consulting for a Big Four, man. I don't do IT.
He doesn't. That's no shade against Enrique because like that's not his background. Like I mean, if he gotta call me up to say, hey. Slow-mo ain't turning on, and my first question is it plugged up? Like you have to kind of like start at the ground level with guys that don't know anything. But the fact that Enrique is gaming on PC with no tech background kind of shows that like it's not as hard as it used to be. I mean I would say since I've started, all I need to do is just do driver updates for my graphics card and updates for the game. It's literally like in the driver update, all that stuff goes automatically. Like I don't have to actually do anything. I have it set to automatically do the update, and I keep my PC sleep, so it does it while I'm at work.
May I speak to that?
And it's no different. It's no different than I have it on my Xbox One X and my
you talking about NVIDIA?
my PS4. Yeah. But it's no different than I have it on my. Oh yeah. Just hold on. I'm saying like I have those set to to be sleep and just do updates while I'm at work too. So it's really it's very little difference. But I do understand your point that there's some people like what I'm going to do now and installing my new SSD into my motherboard and then closing everything back up. That's way more work than a vast majority of gamers want to do. Exactly. So I get that.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, now I would like to address the thing because, like you said earlier, which was a valid point, that if you're going to use anecdotal evidence, then I'm going to as well. And so you clearly are somebody that uses your computer and you're the only one that uses it. And so that makes a lot of sense. But take that same scenario and say it's you and 2 grandkids that you raise and then 4 more grandkids on the weekends, and they all play on it. And now tell me what's the maintenance of your PC.
I mean, it could be more depending on
it's gonna be more.
Yeah, it's gonna be more
depending on how competent they are. Like if they
Exactly.
download something that they shouldn't download, now you're trying to,
Which they probably will, yeah.
And that happened.
now you got to re-image the whole Windows operating
Right, and
system.
now is my malware bytes, is that actually interfering with my graphics card performance? And all right, well, like I told y'all earlier, when they get into mods, I try to allow them, teach them how to troubleshoot, but I always get pulled in. I agree with your lifestyle. It's going to be very less intrusive than it is with my lifestyle.
What happened to Forte?
I'm right here.
He's playing Destiny.
Okay. Of course he's playing Destiny.
No, I will say this though, like,
wait, hold on, Forte, what you playing Destiny on?
I'm not playing Destiny right now.
Look, you just said you were playing Destiny.
No, I said I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you were the one who said, "Oh, he's probably playing Destiny." You know.
No, I'm not playing this. I'm just
Hey, Enrique. Cognito said the chat is locked. He said he needs to get
be locked.
permission, and then he said, "I'm being silenced."
I mean, like, I just sent him an invite. It shouldn't be locked. Hold on for a sec. Give me a sec here.
Does he have the same? You don't have any
just try to make sure give him the same role that everyone else has.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have
thought
any roles
it
in
did.
here.
Doesn't?
No, there's no roles.
So he should just be able to hop in.
Okay, it says Brap Show is locked.
Really? I don't have it
Yeah,
locked.
I just got a Discord message.
I don't know how I have it locked.
Mio told me you frauding on permissions.
See what I'm talking about? See what this PC trash is always something going on.
He called you fake PCMR. You're going in on you right now.
So, Luca, what's your PC versus console experience like?
I don't have a PC.
You a smart woman.
Yeah.
She does have a PC. She don't have a gaming PC, but she got a PC.
Well, clearly I have a PC. I'm like talking to you guys like that. I don't have a game.
Yeah, Lord Cognito should be able to get in. He's under. I mean, he's got permissions.
Yeah, he should be able to get in. He's in the Discord, so I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Enrique don't want that man to speak.
God, Enrique, get it together with your PC experience, my boy.
I know, right? Hey, like Slobo said, I'm not. I don't have an IT background.
Oh man,
that's really weird. I don't know why he can't get in. I don't know.
Not like this.
You can drag him in here.
I don't even see him.
Well, he has to.
Yeah, I see him online right here.
See if he can go
he's showing online.
Yeah, but I sent him an invite into the room. Hold on, let me send him.
Cognito, see if you can go into the Brap chat one, the voice chat for Brap chat, and then we could pull you into this one.
Damn, Enrique really doesn't have any roles in his Discord? How crazy is that?
I know.
Who doesn't have roles in their Discord? What?
Man, I got 4 kids. I don't have time to mess around with that. And then I'm trying to game.
So Enrique to work on this like days ago.
I told him just to give us the permissions and we'll do it for him.
And say all that. You can do all that stuff.
I mean, I'll do it. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind.
Prime example of all the extra shit you got to do on PC.
I make myself the prime.
Okay, he said he's there.
Right.
He's in the Brap chat.
So Enrique,
he is in the Brap chat. I see him.
You should be able to pull him in here.
I'm trying to.
Is it?
There he goes. He should be in now.
Yep, he's just muted, but he in here.
Yeah, Cog's in there now. Cog, hello.
I'm about to just mute myself so Cog can get his point across.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm. Hurry up, Cog. I gotta wrap this up.
He about to bury you, bro. Well, if he ever comes in. Well,
once again the hazard PC gaming and okay.
Mm-hmm.
PC is so sketchy in comparison.
But man, PC.
Oh, say it again, Queen. They didn't hear you.
Oh man.
Really there's some people that said this wouldn't happen on Xbox Live. I'm like, well, I got Xbox Live on my PC as well, so
yeah, but okay, wait. You want to talk about how like you invited me to a party on Xbox Live?
That was user error.
and
That
it
was
was having
user-
some issues,
User
sir.
error.
Sir,
That was user error. Like you can do. I didn't even know you could do that where you can like invite people directly to a private like voice chat thing on.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that, but
You
yeah.
can.
Okay, Cog
he
just
said,
said
Cog.
he
something.
said, "Can you guys unmute me?" What the hell?
He's
We have to
He
unmute him
muted.
too.
What?
okay. Enrique, highlight him. Like right click his name.
God, Enrique, can you
And
give?
see if he's
He's not
Yeah.
muted. He's not muted.
And if there's a check mark besides mute, just
No,
uncheck
it's
it.
not. There's no.
check
there's-
it, and uncheck it.
Yeah, it could be a bug or something.
Yeah, I just checked it, unchecked it.
Wow, Cognito's over here blaming all of us. What if it's?
That's why he going back to console.
He got tired of
He got
PC.
tired of messing with this. Look, man.
You know what's funny? Because I think he said that the other day. I was like, "Are you going to game on Division 2?" He's like, Discord. I'm like, yeah, but you could use the Xbox game bar.
Yeah, you can. I use it.
There
Oh,
he
there you
is.
go. There he is.
It only took 20 years.
Cog, did you have to unmute yourself?
Oh, don't
What?
Don't admit
I'm just
that.
asking.
Don't admit
Wait,
that.
he's not. No, we can't hear him.
He's not talking.
He's not talking.
This might be user error. I don't know. Like he's unmuted now.
So wait. So everything that has something to do with PC just happens to be user error.
Did I say that? Why are
That's
you
what you-
making
No,
that
he
assertion?
did say that. He
on
did say that,
everything.
Forte.
I didn't.
mean,
say
a
he
lot
did.
of
I'm
it
just
is.
saying. I'm asking him. Is that what he's
But
saying?
you're insinuating.
I just like you made an insinuation based
yeah,
off of
this
nothing.
is this is how you,
You
guys
know what?
start.
Like, I don't even know
like,
why Forte
yeah.
is even here on the console side when last year he went in on console gaming saying how PC was so superior. Just go over. Just mute
I
yourself,
said-
man.
Listen,
Matter
I
of
said
fact,
no.
Let me go back to the
I
old
never said-
podcast
no,
where
I
you
said
did that and you
one
can debate
thing.
yourself. How about
I
that?
said one thing was superior on PC, and that was
Now
Destiny,
what you said,
sir.
you even convinced Enrique to get a PC. This
Oh, I
is
thought you-
all
wait, hold on,
happening
wait, hold on.
because
Are
of you.
Wait. Are you actually giving me credit for something that you said? Oh, not Gaming 14. You ain't have really nothing to do with that because Enrique. I've been
say
talking to
that.
Enrique for months for that.
Oh wait, so you asked me
I
the
didn't
question
say
earlier.
that.
Why after all these years I went back to PC or whatever, right?
So not went back. Why you finally came over?
Why? Well, actually, no. I went back because I used to game on PC back in the days. I used to King's
Yeah, you
Quest.
had to.
Yeah, King's
Yeah.
Quest.
Had
Remember
to.
King's
I think
Quest?
everyone
Optimus?
gamed on PC.
Of
back
course
in the
I
day,
do.
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, remember
Black and white, baby.
Tournament, Quake. I mean, yeah, Age of Empires. I mean,
Dude, I was
Doom.
ranked number 2 in Age of Empires.
Oh, geez, man, you were hardcore. Yeah.
So are we like done?
Yeah. I was waiting for Cog, but I don't know what's going on. So,
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is both systems have their pluses, and minuses when it comes to that. I just think
I would agree with
overall,
that.
it just comes down to what you prefer. Like for me, I prefer playing with my friends more than anything. Now, when I play Destiny a lot by myself. When I play by myself, I'm going to prefer playing on a platform that gives me the best experience possible. But I will go against
Can't wait for
that
trials
experience.
on PC. Let me tell
Hey.
you before.
No, man, I will go against that to play with my friends. That's why I was playing with Luca and them today. And it is a completely different experience on console when you're playing with people that you genuinely like playing with. Now that same thing can happen on PC, but most of us don't have ecosystems like that on PC because we're all born and bred from console. But
I hate crossplay between console.
I
and
hate
PC.
it. It's the most. It's not dumb.
It's unfair
It's very unfair, and
why,
I just
why
think
is it unfair?
because they have an advantage with the frame rate.
you legitimately have
Oh.
a advantage with frame rate.
interesting.
Really? That's interesting. Wow.
Interesting.
Then you got all the
An
tryhards
advantage.
with cheating and shit.
An advantage.
Motherfuckers just all over the place. Yeah.
Now all PC game Optimus slandering PC gamers. They're all cheaters.
Yes.
Hey,
Absolutely.
that's better than us being all terrorists.
Look,
I've heard that one
it
before.
Hey, yo,
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It literally
Yeah.
That's
let's
aggressive.
not bring that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's aggressive. Where did that come from?
look.
It's,
So
it's
I'm gonna be honest.
Before.
I'm gonna be honest here. This was a very hard thing to listen to because I really couldn't defend anything that I couldn't really go against anything that Slomo was saying because I truly do believe that just to be fair, and me even being fair wasn't going to work out in this, because I truly believe that the PC is definitely a better place to play your games at. It definitely is. This is just more of me trying to like make it balanced, and I couldn't make it balanced because it's like I truly don't believe any of that crap. The biggest thing for me,
you should have just let Code argue by himself.
No, that's why I shut the hell up. That's why I just shut the hell up
on his own.
He said
if you see him fighting a bear, go help the bear because he is a man.
I couldn't help that man.
I'm a man.
Because I cannot tell a lie. But the biggest thing is it still comes down to the platform. Both platforms are great. In the end, PC only gets better because consoles get better. When these next gen systems come out, it's going to push PC to be better. And PC is
going to get better games because
they're going to get better games. And think about it. The reason Enrique is not getting the next Xbox is because Microsoft. What? Just the next Xbox, goddammit. The reason Enrique is not getting the next Xbox is just for the simple fact that those games are available on PC. That is a decision that a platform maker that makes console games made that's making the PC platform better. And that is basically the whole crux of the biggest argument. No matter what happens, gamers win no matter what, no matter where you want to play at. If you prefer PC, play on PC. You're going to get a great experience. It's going to be the best experience you ever have. But the next generation is going to be kind of different because it's going to be the first generation where people get a chance to play native 60 frames per second on every game for the most part. It better be 60 frames per second on these consoles. And if it is, then this is going to be a completely different conversation because at that point, then we're just talking about the high-end gamer that wants to have a 1080 Ti or a 2080 Ti or a 3080 Ti versus just the whole minutia of just playing at a better resolution and frame rate. Because right now, that's the biggest gulf between PC and console. 60 frames per second, 30 frames per second. There is pretty much nothing else that anybody can say that would make that a bigger difference. But next generation, that will change. So that's why I think console still has a very big part of this conversation. PC gaming is just gonna iterate itself over the course of years, and that's one of the best things about it. You once you're in, you just got to keep pushing that, keep pushing forward with the stuff that you have to make yourself better. But consoles are always going to be there to basically pick up everybody else that doesn't have the money or time. That's the big thing. Time to invest in PC. It's easier now, but it's still a lot of time investment in it.
And I want to clarify what I said earlier too, because I said it again, but I just want to make absolutely sure that I'm being clear as I can be. I am a PC gamer. There was a time in PC gaming, and this was back during the Super Nintendo and the Genesis days, where my guys would come over and everybody would be in awe and envy. We always wanted to play at my house because I had 386 and it was maxed out, which was at that time. And there was all types of games on the PC that could not exist on the console. I don't mean just look worse. I mean, they could not exist. There was no such thing. And like y'all said, the variety of games, but they was all top notch. You had a bunch of vendors making games for PC, and they were glorious. Something happened to where that doesn't exist anymore. All of the games are on console.
All right, I'm just gonna go. If you guys are done, are you guys done? Can I leave?
No.
Wait,
no. Let's wrap up the show.
We're not even debating anymore. It's pretty much over.
Yeah, let Luca roll. She has to go. Luca, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate you. You were a great moderator,
Queen.
by the way.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. I just can't believe that you would push the Lord Cognito out like this, Enrique. You really just silenced that.
No,
man.
He's saying that he had push to talk, but like he's under the same roles as you, Luca, as Slomo, as Optimus, Xbox. Right. So I don't know what's going on.
Start assigning roles and stuff so they can figure this stuff out.
Give me control
in my Discord. I think back in the day, I had it set so Slow-mo and Forte could set up roles and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah, we
get.
still are.
I had my sons do all the work for me because I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to do it. To be honest with you, like I just don't have the time.
No, that's fine. That's why you give it to your sons.
You know, my sons.
Yeah.
Lord.
Thanks, Luca. We appreciate you, man.
No, thank you so much, Luca.
Optimus, I got to get you back on Skullcast. You were amazing when it comes to this debating stuff. Let me tell you. You even had me saying, huh, okay. I really didn't know if there was a good argument with the whole console stuff, but you at least made it sound good. So.
All right, that's like smoke and mirrors, Luca. Smoke and mirrors.
Yes. Like it's very impressive. I was like, oh wow, he's really getting us like this. And I think you by majority standards based off the chat.
He handled himself well.
So
chat was biased though.
The chat was super biased.
Yes,
for the starters.
I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are all you game on everything, and we get that. Even though Slow-mo's been definitely repping the PC MR lately. I don't know what's going on.
I have never said that.
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
But I do play on my
ever
PC
since he got
now.
this PC, I don't know, things have changed. But the more important question is, when are we doing this Fire Emblem talk? Just kidding, we can't do it because Slow-mo hasn't finished Golden Deer. So what's up?
Blame my PC.
What's up? You haven't finished Golden Deer, and it's your PC.
Look. I'm gonna finish it this weekend.
Please? Okay.
All right.
How are you gonna finish it this weekend? Aren't you on like chapter 8 or something? There's like 22 chapters.
Okay, in a week. Give me a week.
Okay, so I'm just like,
go post moved.
Okay, all right, listen, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I just like Enrique.
And she's on her 5th. I'm just like, okay.
Which houses did you do twice?
Okay, so see.
Sorry, Luke. I had to step away for a sec, but.
I said that I would like to do a Fire Emblem talk because I'm on my 5th playthrough of Fire Emblem.
Oh my god, let's do it.
Listen, this is what happened, right? So I did I did Black Eagle first, okay? Because Edelgard's the Bay. And then I did Blue Lion afterwards, and Blue Lion left such a bad taste in my mouth. I went and I did Black Eagle again with Edelgard. And then after that, I did Golden Deer, and now I'm going to do Silver Snow, which is the church route.
How long does it take to go through? I mean, which one is the longest one?
The longest one is so far is Claude's, so Golden Deer. So I think Golden Deer's was like 21, 22 chapters. Edelgard's was like 18 or 19 chapters. Dimitri's was like 19. And then I'm doing the church route, which I don't know.
So what's that like? Probably like 20 hours, 21 hours per playthrough?
No, because my first playthrough, goodness, was I think like 40, 50 hours.
Oh yeah, you did every damn thing.
Yeah, and then so I'm 160 hours in right now. And so,
that's not that bad for 5 playthroughs.
No, it's not. Because I mean, at this point, I'm just such a Fire Emblem, getting my ass kicked. Let me tell you, like, when it comes to Fire Emblem, there's like things that you don't even realize things until later on in the playthroughs and stuff. So it wasn't until my second playthrough I realized what battalions were actually used for. I felt like a dummy, let me tell you. So, but no, so.
Luke, I like your voice, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I often get compared to a prepubescent boy. When it comes to my voice.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
People.
Interesting.
Because they're not used to hearing a woman on these shows, so they make the assumption I'm a guy or a young boy. Someone said, Luca, I hate to say this, but I thought you were like a squeaker, and I was just like, I don't know what that is, but okay. And they had to explain it to me. Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we gotta get you back on the Scummy Cast. I could really use your debating skills. It's a lot of fun and such.
Yeah, it was fun. It's all in fun.
Yes, all in fun. You even got start yelling and put on his dad voice. I was scared. Like I was terrified. I was like,
dad voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Look who figured out how to
he made it.
Look who figured out how to do Discord.
Woo! What's up, Cognito?
What's going on, man?
Hey, I was not slandering you, sir.
No, we are live.
Yeah, let me tell you something. There was no slandering going on.
Nah, fam, you did me crazy dirty. First off, I never said that. You confusing me with King. King is the one that was saying that. So what I said, hold on, let me get my rocks. Let me get my bars off.
That all black men sound the same.
No, I never said that.
Here we go. I said to the letter of the law, right? Based on configuration, the PC that will always be held back. What you call will always the top end. When we had that discussion about the Xbox Series X and whether about the whole true exclusive thing, I always said, of course, the base S is going to hold it back. The only thing I was trying to tell you was at Prax and other shows and things of that nature is that a lot of people are underrating scalability because they were talking about in terms of like I think it was Matt Booty. He made a comment about Halo Infinite and they're going to try some features and stuff like that. Of course, to the letter of the law, I would never go against code on that. That's crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where my point was. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as this whole, PC Master Race stuff, look, Brad, let's just keep it real. You acting brand new right now. You in a gated community with your Ferrari that again can only go top end when we allow you to go top end.
Hey,
when you move.
Cognito, let me
what's going on here.
Look. Hey, I let you guys go to the car wash your kids. Look, let me bask in my glory in my Ferrari. Look, I stepped up.
Got in a gated community and acted brand new.
Just join. That's true. Yeah.
Cognito, look, man, I was driving that kid. I got a Lambo, man. Come on, I got excited. You know how I got excited.
Listen, I feel you, but all jokes aside, fantastic debate. Like I'm over here working from home, die laughing. Y'all have me on the floor. Cole made some fantastic points, obviously. You know what I'm saying, as far as the hardware aspect. But to Slow's point, it's preference, right? It's all subjective. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, right? If you are a person that wants to stay on the cutting edge in terms of graphical fidelity and the most textures and the most resolution, you know what I'm saying? Of course, PC is going to be there for you. All I'm saying is that with the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 that's coming out, the value proposition is so great with RDNA 2.0, with finally consoles getting SSD NVMe, you know what I'm saying? With the Zen process, like they're finally for, let's say we're going to assume $500 to $600, right? They are finally going to be at a level that is comparable, you know what I'm saying, and ahead for a short period until Forte's point, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be that period when they launch that they will have that window based on the most popular graphic card used on Steam or whatever. Of course, PC is going to always laugh that. That's the place to go if you want the highest end. All I'm saying is value proposition. And for me, especially coming from someone who experiencing people who can't use their Discord, I will take Xbox Live on PlayStation Now over this. Hey, you want to play a game? What Discord are you in? Oh, like I don't have time for that. I want to plug, play, get in. Some people like to sit in front of their couch with their 4K HDR and do what they got to do. It's just ease of use. That's all I'm saying.
That's what he said. Yes. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.
All right, Luca, thank you so much, by the way. Bye, Luca.
Yeah, of course.
We got to get you back on again, Luca. Not as a moderator, but as a guest.
Yes.
Facts.
I love that. All right. I'll see you boys later.
All right, Luca. No, hey, Cognito, you're right. It really does come down all to preference and choice. Like I think Forte had asked me earlier why I got back or went back to PC. Part of it was because one, I'm a content creator, and I needed a new PC. Like that was out of. Yeah, because
I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I was running Discord, my shit was crashing, it wasn't a good situation. And then Phil Dominus Spencer did the ultimate favor. He met with the PC gods and he sat down. He's like, I'm bringing Xbox to PCMR. And that, to me, I've told you this on a million occasions, Cock, that was what was the ultimate deciding factor. Because I've been on Xbox for like 20 years. I didn't have to leave that ecosystem. I can still enjoy it. Yeah.
I hear what your point is, because especially as content creators, is that ease of use. You're already in your office. You're already in the place of where you do where you work at. So just to now switch over and play a game, it's that comfort level. It's easy. And let's be real, that's where Phil wants you. He don't care where you at.
Phil doesn't
he
care.
Like, yeah, Phil is like, you over there, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So that, I completely get it. It's just, again, I guess for me, I'm at that point now where I think we're going to get to that point of cross-save, cross-play, across everything. Now, obviously, to Code's point, not everything's going to be fair for console if they do that, so they may have to do separate lobbies. But I'm at that point now where it's just like, I want to be where my friends are, and I'm also, to Forte's point, I ain't going to front, like, when that Series X is better than my rig. Like, that Series X is blowing my rig away. So, yeah, I'm going to be over there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't got RDNA 2.0 over there. I don't got variable rate shading. You know what I'm saying? I got a i9 and I got a 1070 Ti. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, if your PC is offering that level of performance, it makes no sense for you to slap down on an Xbox Series X. But for me, I don't want to make another investment of $800 or whatever it is dollars. If you're giving me this $500 value proposition, and now I can go over there with a couple of new technology to last me for like 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna rock over there, and then we can jump in voice chats without issue.
No doubt, man. No doubt. But
yo, thanks for having me on, man.
No, absolutely. Hey, Cog, anytime, man. Open door policy, man. We got to get you back on, man. I know it's your schedule is kind of, you work, the late hours of the evening.
Yes.
But we
wait a minute. I know based on his level of celebrity, we got to pay him for that little 10 minutes, right? Like, what's the going rate?
That's King. That's King winning in color. That's King.
We adopted that.
Yeah, we did. Hey, we did adopt that, by the way.
Every show I'm on, I adopt that. I said, if you want to come at us with this console war stuff, I
feel that. That's what's up, man.
And it works. It works.
It works. People want to get their balls up. But I want to thank y'all. First of all, I love this debate. Like, this was was on fire. Code was on fire. This was really good. You got to see both sides, is why, it's important to all you guys, to the platform you choose. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's just choice, man. It's preference. It's all subjective. It's where you want to be at. And I get it. Shout out to my boy Meds in the chat. You know what I'm saying? He on that PC Master Race kind of time. You know what I'm saying? So I completely understand where guys are coming from.
Hey, by the way, Cog, awesome interview with an icon, man. I mean,
thank you, brother.
Platinum Games, dude. Like, I was like, what? Now, I'm not gonna lie. You looked a little concerned.
Yeah.
Holding that mic, you were kind of, like, I
don't breathe on me.
Like,
Listen, man. The stories I can tell y'all about how that was set up was just, it was really interesting. Let's just say that.
Camilla coughs and dude's like, whoa, like, do I get
that moment with Lord G doing? He's like, yo, you better not have that corona. He had that look on him, like, you better not have that corona when you cough, bro.
Yep. Oh my God.
No, but all jokes aside, yeah, man, it was fantastic. Those guys were great. Obviously, I had more questions that I was told not to by a good friend, so I did not. I didn't want to mess up the relationship because a friend told me, say not to say.
And Camilla hasn't blocked you on Twitter yet.
I'm not blocked yet. I'm surprised. I'm not blocked.
Don't jinx it, man. Don't say hello to him on Twitter. He'll block you for that. I think I said hi. I think I said hi to him one time. He fucking blocked me. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Blind game is serious.
He blocks everyone. Yeah,
dude. I think it's an honor when you get blocked on Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
big mean you're in their feelings.
Yeah, big shout out to JD Gamer, the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Says color for Cognito.
JD, the homie. Salute, man. But good show, guys. Good show.
Yeah, no. And I want to give a huge shout out to Asher Luca, who was a great moderator. Really kept us.
Oh yeah.
You saw what happened when she left. The shit went south. But no, she was wonderful, and really appreciate her time. And big shout out to Optimus, man. I'm glad. Dude, this was fun, man. This started out with your video calling us out. I love that. This was so much fun, man.
All in fun.
Love Code, man. I like to see Code active like this. This is good.
Yeah,
man.
This is great. Yeah. So, and as always, Forte, Slow-Mo, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Again, this was a great debate. I thought it was very entertaining. And I hope everyone in the live chat, some great points too, but I hope everyone in the live chat enjoyed the conversation as well. But at the end of the day, we're all gamers, and that's our common bond. It's something that us as a group here on the panel, we never forget, despite whatever differences of opinions we might have, which is crazy because I see people argue and have difference of opinions, but the one common thing that they have the biggest thing they have in common is a love for gaming. But that tends to get ignored sometimes. So.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, this is what you saw here tonight, and it got animated, it got excited and loud, but you know what? At the end of the day, there's too much respect among all of us.
Facts. Absolutely.
For it to be beyond anything than just debating the topics. It don't get personal. Facts. You don't see too much of that in this community. You don't see too much of that kind of debate where we can just talk about the topic and not like end up where it's like a whole bunch of other stuff going on and it's all over Twitter, and people are picking sides and people are like relationships are severed and stuff like that. Like no, this is just straight debating among gamers who just love the games and just love to talk about this stuff. And so like that, I think that the fact that we had this, I hope this is an example of how other places and other platforms can do the same thing. So
completely agree, brother.
That's facts. Before we wrap up, Cognito, I want to ask you. Go ahead, Optimus. Oh,
I was just saying, well said, the slow-mo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Cog, I want to ask you one question before we wrap up. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh my Lord. Whew. Man. Yeah, that blew my mind on expectation. I came in with very low expectation. And as a person who really values that particular Final Fantasy, I know Slow's about to go on his 6th rant. We're not going to do that right now. But the whole thing is like the nostalgic feel, the musical arrangement, graphical fidelity, the attention to detail. And then on top of that, you throw this brand new battle system where you now playing different, where he is a melee character, and then Barrett you can switch for long distance, and it's just mind blowing. It feels like a new game, and y'all know how I feel about the whole remasters when it came in here. But I was like, if they keep this up, because I'm usually not on that type of time.
I was just about to ask you that too.
I'm a firm believer. That's my stance that a remaster game should not. I've died on my sword on that. If anything can shake me from that so far with that demo was this game. I was really blown away. I did not think. Now the question is going to be, how long is the whole thing going to take to come out? How many times they're going to splice it up? But just that little splice, that little vertical slice of that demo gave me a lot of confidence. Like, yo, they are doing it. So we'll see. We'll see how it happens. But
I've always said remasters should not be eligible for any kind of award, but remakes take it to another level. A remake is like when it's built from the ground up, and it's even though it may be the same story or the same combat, but especially with this one where they're adding so much additional content. They're expanding on small characters.
I don't like to hear this, but listen, man, I'm normally even against the remake, but it's to your point. It literally is not the same game. Like it's not like on a core level. When you are battling, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. So I'm trying to hold strong, but it's hard.
I mean, buddy, you take a minor, super minor character like Jessie.
Yes.
And in the demo, she has more dialogue.
Yes.
Got a lot of cameras, bro.
Let me tell you where they won. You know they won between me.
Part of the first game.
When you're battling and you switch characters and the dialogue between Barrett and you want to use me now? Oh, word. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the little nuances. Like he's like, oh, you talk too much. Shut up. Like it you get so much more context.
Yeah, that's attention to detail.
Bro,
did you hear Barrett doing the victory theme?
Yes.
From the original game.
Yes. You know what was really cool was when I was
little things like that for the old school fans. It's just like the attention to detail is awesome.
Yeah, no, it really is. One of the things I really enjoyed, I was playing as Barrett and Cloud was next to an enemy. Barrett was shooting. I immediately switched over. It was so fluid. as I switched over, I'm already attacking as Cloud.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God. It was so fluid, that transition from Barret to Cloud. It was so instantaneous. And
the stance switching with the Cloud, with the stance. And oh, man.
Oh, it's great.
Fire,
Yeah.
It's fire, bro.
Yeah.
They just need to let us be able to add our own names, because I'm going to name my whole crew after the Brat podcast.
That would be an honor, Optimus. That would be an honor, sir.
Yes,
You're going to be Tifa, Brat.
Why do I got to be Tifa?
Oh, snap.
Wow. Like that, huh?
Go with it.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. All right, you know what, Cog, we really need to get you back on to discuss more of this Final Fantasy VII stuff, because I'd love to kind of pick your brain more about the game. I believe next Wednesday we're gonna have Dreamcast guy on. Just need to confirm with him, but if he does come on, we're going to talk with him because he's a big Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, you guys got a huge Final Fantasy fan.
Yes, we're going to talk about Final Fantasy VII. He put out a video like top 10 things that he wants to see in that game. So, but on that note, guys, we do need to wrap up. Want to give a big shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this evening. Really appreciate the support. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, the debate. Big shout out to Lord Cognito. Cognito, please plug the ILP.
You already know the Lord's return back from PAX East Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern is the Lord's Day. We'll recap everything that went down and get back in the realm. Good giveaways, a lot of stuff going on, man. Can't wait to be back. I miss talking to you guys. I miss podcasting. That's always going to be my first love. And of course, thank you guys for all the support and Brap slandering me and allowing me to defend myself. Thank you.
All right. On that note, guys, we are out. Woo! We'll see you guys next Wednesday. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, there could be a Brap rant at some point later on this week. I actually might do a rant on E3 because that shit's looking spooky. But yeah. On that note, we're out. Everyone, thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.
Xbox Series.